Today I will presenting on a very important concept in the field of computer security. Kerberos Authentication. Kerberos is a secure time-tested protocol that develops system and users verify each other identity over a potentially insured networks. Let's walk through how it works, its components, techniques, applications and pros and cons. To begin with, what is Kerberos? Kerberos is a network authentication protocol developed at MIT and it's named after a mythological three-headed dog called Cerberus, which guaranteed the gates of the underworld. This name is symbolic because Kerberos used three main components to guard and secure the communication between users and services. It is designed to work over ensure networks like the internet or a large enterprises interact and still maintain confidentiality and integrity. It does this by using secret key cryptography and issuing time sensitivity tickets for authentication. Let's take a look at the four main components of that. The client. This is typically the user or a device trying to access a network resources. Authentication server. This server receives the initial request and verifies the user's certificates. If correct, it issues a ticket granting. Third, ticket granting server. This server receives the TGT and upon validating gives out tickets for accessing specific services. Service server. This is the server that actually provides a service that client is requesting, like a file server or a database. These components work together to authenticate users securely and effectively. Working process. Now let's understand how it works step by step. Authentication request. The user logins in and sends their ID to the authentication server. This access checks the identity and sends back the ticket granting ticket, which is encrypted using the user password derived key. TGT decryption. The client decrypts the TGT using its password. If success, it proves the client identity. Requesting a service ticket. Now the client sends the TGT to the ticket granting server along with the name of the service it wants to access. The TGS verifies the TGT and issue a service ticket. Accessing a service. The client sends the service ticket to the service server. The service checks the ticket validity and if everything matches, grants access. This flow ensures that the user's power is never transmitted over the network after the first step. Techniques used. It relies on a server important techniques for security and efficiency. Systematic key cryptography. It uses algorithm like AES or DES, which means both parties use the same key for encryption and decryption. Timestamp the tickets. Tickets are only valid for the short periods. This helps prevent relay attacks where someone might try erase or previously captured tickets. Single sign-on SSO. This is a huge advantage once a user logs in and gets a TGT. They can access multiple services without logging in again as long as the ticket is valid. Mutual authentication is not only does the server verify the client's identity, but the client also verifies that it is taken to a real server. This protects against impersonation. Applications. In enterprise networks, especially in Windows Active Directory, Kerberos is default authentication method. In cloud computing, university networks, and in mail systems, and in distributed systems, all the applications of the Kerberos. Advantages. It provides strong authentication without sending the actual password over the network. It supports single sign-on, reducing the actual of the time credentials again and again. Since it's based on a time-limited tickets, it limits the impact of stolen credentials and it's a highly scalable, making it suitable for both networks and large enterprises. Limitations. It depends on accurate time synchronization between all devices. Even a small clock difference can cause tickets to be rejected. The key distribution center is a single point of failure. If it is closed down, no one can authenticate. Finally, the setup and the maintenance of a Kerberos environment can be complex, especially for those new security configurations. To summarize, Kerberos is a well-established protocol that plays a key role in secure authentication. Its use of tickets, systematic encryption, and mutual authentication make it trustworthy and efficient, especially for large networks. While it has some challenges in terms of setup and clock dependencies, its security benefits far outweigh the drawbacks, which is why it continues to be used in a enterprise, education institutions, and cloud systems today. Thank you so much.